Hello and welcome back to my channel. I cannot believe I'm saying this again. It's been so long since I last recorded a video. I think it's been like 6 months and it genuinely feels like forever. If you follow my Instagram, you would know that I had a little, or still have, an injury on both of my hands from knitting, and I think it was knitting and work combined. So I had to take a little break, and that little break turned into 6 months of basically not knitting. I've been knitting here and there, but really not a lot. I finished my Olga sweater, as you can see, which I'm wearing today, and I'm so happy and so proud. I started this exactly a year ago, so it took me 1 year to finally finish this object. To be fair, I didn't knit on it for at least 9 or 10 months. Like, I started this in late February, then I had to unravel all the progress I did, start new in March, and then I didn't knit on it from April until December. So, and then in the last few months I've just been knitting this one sleeve. I don't know which one it is, and I also made a mistake, of course, but at the end of the day it's a handmade sweater. But as you can probably see, I accidentally knit one of the sleeves, which is this one, the left sleeve, on a needle size too small. So this one is knitted on 4mm needles, which is the perfect size, and this one, for some reason, I knitted on 3.5. So you can see it's way less loose and tighter, but I think only a knitter would be able to see this, like with the knitter's eye. I don't know. I'm so happy. It's my first ever finished sweater. I have finished a cardigan before, but yeah, I'm so proud, and it's so gorgeous. I am going to record a knitting podcast maybe next week or the week after, where I'm going to go into detail about everything, because this video, I actually didn't even say it yet, but welcome to my Make 9 of 2026, even though it's already March and I know it's a bit late, but I still wanted to record this video because I just know at the end of the year I'm going to be so happy to be able to look back on it and see what my aspirations were for the beginning of the year and what I actually went through with. And I can already tell you a little disclaimer: if you're going to follow this channel, I will never be able to achieve 9 knits, at least not with my current condition with my hands, and I don't know when it will get better. If you want me to, I can definitely make a video on this as well. It's like a mix of tendinitis, I think it's called in English, and hypermobility causing this. But yeah, I don't want to talk too much about this because otherwise I'm gonna lose track of thought and then this video will be an hour long. But yeah, so I don't actually know how much I will be able to knit at the moment. It's like 2 hours a week maybe, which is not a lot, and sometimes I do knit more, but then I have a lot of pain in my hands and I should probably take it even slower. But I haven't, like I said, I haven't been knitting for the last 6 months really, so I don't want to wait any longer. I don't really know. I really don't want to get surgery, so I'm trying to take it slow. I will have my laptop here, so if I'm looking down, then that's just me looking at the patterns on Ravelry. I actually already recorded this video, and then while editing it, I realized that I was just looking down, not at the camera, so I wanted to record it again because that was really horrible. I was maybe looking at the camera every 3 to 4 minutes for like 10 seconds. But yeah, let's jump right into it. And the first pattern of my Make 9 for 2026 is the honey cardigan, which I actually already started. So this is a whip. I acquired the wool for this last August and have been waiting. I have been dying to start knitting this. I'm knitting it in Sandok garns, Perle and tinseled mohair, I think, and it's a gorgeous color combination. I can put a picture in here because I don't actually have the sample, the gauge swatch with me right now, but it's beige base, and then the mohair is like brown, kind of like a mild effect, which I absolutely adore. I actually had the inspo from a sweater that I saw on Urban Outfitters one day, or a cardigan, and I wanted to have it, but of course, like almost every store-bought sweater, it was at least 80% plastic or acrylic, so I didn't. And I just thought to myself, I'm a knitter, so you know I can do this myself. So here we are. But yeah, the honey cardigan is just this gorgeous shape of cardigan. It's boxy and a bit oversized, but I'm knitting it in the smallest size, so that it's not too boxy, not too oversized, because I do like I have a very short torso, so I like my sweaters to be a bit more cropped instead of like super long. I just don't think it's flattering on me, but yeah, I'm absolutely in love with this pattern. The honey cardigan looks so classic, and also a little PSA that if you're looking to find super niche, never heard of before patterns, then this is really not the place for you, because I will talk a lot about petite knit and in general patterns that you've probably heard of before. So I'm already saying this in advance so that nobody can blame me afterwards if you already know all of these patterns. Maybe you will find some that you haven't heard of yet, but most of these you will probably have come across if you are on Instagram or knitting YouTube. So yeah, honey cardigan, first one, and that I'm gonna say definitely be able to finish, I hope, maybe in a month or two. As I said, I have to take it slow, which is horrible because I'm also so impatient, but anyways, I just got done with the German short row shaping in the back, and I'm just doing the rows. I didn't realize, of course, at cardigan you cannot really do like knit in rounds, which is a bit annoying because I hate purling, and purling is really hurts my hands as well. But I bought some compression gloves, which I hope will help. We're gonna go right onto the next pattern, which is from Petite Knit, the Sonja sweater, because I also do have the wool for this already. I bought the wool that's recommended, which is the Jeholz, I'm gonna try to pronounce it, but I don't know, Ulspinderi Handwerksgarn, I don't know. But I did buy it in like the most beautiful brown color. I will insert a picture here for everything, I hope, if I don't forget, or if I do have the picture. But yeah, another really classic, timeless silhouette. Just a gorgeous looking sweater, very chic, very timeless, very classy. And I bought a dark brown because I think last year I was obsessed with brown, and thankfully I still am, because I bought a lot of brown wool. That was when I didn't know about my injury yet. So Isa from the past was very optimistic, to say the least. I think this year for me is really about knitting basics, like basics that I need in my wardrobe, because last year, if you've seen everything I made in my first half year of knitting, everything was so colorful and very out there, which is actually not really me. I've realized I love basics, like this sweater is gorgeous. Even the stripes are almost a bit too much for me. And so this year I'm really leaning into timeless, classy pieces. So this is what you will see in this video, I guess. Also the colors will be very muted because, as I said, all of my knitting projects so far have been super colorful, but actually my wardrobe is not really colorful at all besides those. I'm really more into gray, beige, brown, white, black, and so on. So this will all be reflected in this video, I think. So yeah, the Sonja sweater also I think will be good for me because it's knitted on 5mm needles, for between 4 and 5mm needles, which I think will be less straining on my hands than 3mm projects may be, because I just finished a pair of gloves as well, or mittens, and those really hurt my hand when I was in London. But yeah, I'm so excited for the Sonja sweater actually, because I don't have a lot of basic sweaters in my wardrobe. I've realized I think I have like 2 or 3. I really don't have a lot of clothes in general, and now that I've started knitting, I'm refusing to buy some, so I have to be patient until I finish my knits, which is basically torture a bit. Maybe is it masochistic? I think so. I don't know. Let's go on to the next one. And oh my god, this one, oh my god, you will have seen this everywhere by now. Everybody and their mum is knitting this, but I don't blame them, because this is the most gorgeous cardigan / sweater, whatever you're making. It's the Dagmar jacket by Petite Knit, of course. And the other day, actually, I saw it in real life for the first time, because I was at a flea market and a girl there was wearing it, and I saw her from the distance, and I literally like gasped out loud. I was like, because it's so gorgeous, and it's even more beautiful in person. Like Petite Knit, I bow down to you, because this cable sweater, oh my god. And I went up to her and I asked her, oh my god, is this the Dagmar jacket, and did you make it herself? And her response was so cute, because she told me that she was actually waiting to see if somebody will ever notice the pattern, like a fellow knitter. And she even let me touch it to feel the wool. She also used the wool that's recommended, which I think is also Jeholz, like from Jeholz Ulspinderi. And I will buy the exact same yarn, because oh my god, The drape and everything, the silhouette, the shape was gorgeous. I'm so in love with this, and this will be my first cable project. And I'm a bit intimidated, but she actually said that it wasn't too hard. It was also her first cable sweater slash cardigan, because she did have the cardigan version. But yeah, she said that it wasn't too hard, which motivated me. At the end of the day, it's only the cables that are here, the 2 cables, because I don't think honeycomb stitches are considered cables. And then of course down the sleeves, but I'm not sure. I really want the cardigan version, but I don't know how it will be for my hands to purl. Maybe I will make a sweater. No, actually I'm gonna do the cardigan. And if it takes me 3 years, then it takes me 3 years. But this is, I'm so in love with this. You have no idea. Like, if there's anybody in this world who's the biggest fan of the Dagmar jacket, it's probably me. Probably, because I'm obsessed with this. I literally dreamed about it yesterday, but that was not a good dream. I finished the knit and then I accidentally dropped it into a fireplace, which I don't even know anybody who has a fireplace, so I don't know what was going on there, but you know. Anyways, I'm so obsessed with this, and I will probably make it in exactly this color, this like grayish beige, because it's just such a staple as well. I'm scrolling down the page right now. I'm seeing the brown, and the brown looks so nice as well, but I'm pretty sure I will make it in a beige. I don't have the yarn yet. This will also be, I think, maybe a project for the summer, so that I can finish it by autumn time, maybe. Depends on how much time I actually have the Dagmar jacket. If you have the Dagmar jacket, just know I'm so jealous of you. And I don't care how overhyped it is or how many people have already made this, because I'm in love. Like, I am in love with the Dagmar jacket. I don't need to say anything else. This year will also be the year of me learning as many new knitting skills as possible. At least that's my plan, because with the previous cardigan, it's cables. The next project on my Make 9 list is the Harriet sweater, which will be my first ever color work. I have made stripes before, but I don't think stripes count as color work. I've recently watched a video from Awesome Makes here on YouTube and Katie Snooks as well, and both of them also talked about the Harriet sweater and planning on making it. I love those 2 channels a lot and the people behind it, so yeah, this just made me want to knit it even more. I already wanted to knit it last year, but then of course I couldn't. I think it's the perfect color work sweater because it's not really too Christmassy or too wintry. For me, color work, for example, the porcelain sweater, which everybody knows, of course, has a very Christmassy taste to it, you know, or very wintry, where color work almost always makes me think of winter and Christmas. But Knit or Lenoholm Samso somehow managed to not make it feel too wintry, because I would love to be able to wear it all year round, preferably. This one just ticks all the boxes for me. I also love the silhouette a lot. It looks a bit more boxy and oversized, which is nice. I think I would probably crop it a bit, but that will be my concern when I actually come to knit it, because this is already the 4th long sleeve sweater project and I don't know how many I will actually be able to finish this year. This is just what I would ideally like to finish, or in my dreams. And yeah, I also don't have any color work sweaters, not even store-bought, in my wardrobe, I think. So it's screaming for a nice color work sweater. If you have any other recommendations, by the way, please do let me know, because I feel like I follow people that specifically only have my taste as well. So I feel like I keep seeing the same patterns over and over again, but I would also love to find some new ones. So if you have recently made a colorwork sweater that was not too hard and doesn't look too wintry, please do let me know. Of course, colorwork is like very widespread, but I mean specifically colorwork that's focused very much on this area here. I don't know, like maybe even yoke colorwork sweater specifically. The Harriet sweater looks absolutely beautiful, and I love the brown and beige. I have no idea what color I would make it in. I could also see the reverse being nice, you know, like a beige base and then dark brown, maybe even heathered colorwork. If you have knit the sweater, please do let me know how your experience was with it, because I feel a bit intimidated by color work in general. So yeah, I'm a bit scared, but I know I will be able to manage it, even if it takes me a long time. I don't know if it's from, no, I think it's Augustine's, who has the little Christmas sweater with the bows here, which I think I mentioned in my last pattern roundup video, because that one was so cute as well, but it's very, very much Christmas vibes in the colors that I would have wanted it to knit, which would also be beige and red, I think. But yeah, this sweater, the tweedy dark brown yarn, oh yeah, it's so gorgeous. It's really, really gorgeous. The next pattern, and I don't know, it literally only has 69 projects on Ravelry. I don't know how nobody's talking about this. It's also by Linnet or Lene Holme Samso. And when I first saw the sweater, I was so in love. It's the Perle sweater. And I don't see anybody talk about this. I don't see anybody knit this. And I don't know why, because it looks so, so beautiful. This pattern, I don't know what it's called. I've recently, or last year, I knit a Sandnes garn pattern, the rose top, the little open back vest in the same stitch. I don't know what the stitch is called. I think it might be seed stitch, but it's basically where you knit a row of left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right, or purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit. And then you repeat this, and the next 2 rows are knit, knit, purl, purl, knit, knit, purl, purl. So it makes this little almost like dotted pattern, which I adore. I love a little bit of pattern going on, like a little bit of a different fabric that it creates, and it just looks like this looks so classy. I could see my grandma wearing this, and my grandma has amazing style, so this is a huge compliment. And it's knitted on 5 and 6 millimeter needles, which is perfect because I'm impatient and because of my hands, so this maybe would be a bit more of a priority for me. I don't know. I am in awe of how stunning the sweater looks, and I'm concerned why nobody's talking about this. It's just perfection. It looks so amazing. So if you see this, it's your sign to knit the Perle sweater by Linnet. Linnet. I never know how to say her name. Also, please excuse the lighting today. Lighting changes because it's a bit overcast. The sun is shining, but there are some clouds. So if the lighting changes, that's why. And it's out of my control at this point. I'm really sorry. And I already know that I would wear I don't want to swear, but I would wear this for the rest of my life. This is just so classy and chic and very feminine. I don't know why, but to me the sweater looks very feminine, even though it's a bit more, I wouldn't say boxy, but the shape is a bit more loose. It's not necessarily tight-fitting, but then of course feminine clothing doesn't have to be tight-fitting. You need to knit this, and I need to knit this, and everybody needs to knit this. The same goes for the next sweater that I have never seen anywhere. I am losing count. I think this is pattern number 6 of my make 9. I think it's gonna be make 10 because I have 10 patterns in here, but this is the Bawi sweater by Aegyun Knits. I wouldn't even be able to tell you why I'm so obsessed with this. I think it's also the mock neck. It just looks so different from every knitting pattern or any knitting pattern that I have seen so far, at least from like the most mainstream ones, I guess. I do love a good mock neck and also a good turtleneck. So, and the sleeves look so big. It just looks so cozy. Like this looks like the perfect sweater to knit in. Like once you've completed it, to just put on. I imagine watching Gilmore Girls, drinking a nice warm tea, sitting on the couch, the leaves are falling down, it's like a nice autumn evening, the sun is setting and you just, well, this is very specific, but you're just sitting on your couch or in the bed knitting. This looks like a warm hug. Like if a warm hug would be a sweater, it would be the Bawi sweater. Okay, this one has a bit more projects, 231. I guess that's okay, but the color choice of the sample knit is top notch, exactly what I would go for as well. It's a little bit of a malt or tweedy, I guess, tweedy beige. That looks like a beige and a brown or beige and a gray, I don't know. But it's absolutely gorgeous, and this sweater, I need this in my wardrobe. Now we're at the point where I'm sure that from here on I will not be able to finish, complete any of the knits, but a girl can dream, you know? Let me dream. Still allowed to dream, right? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Those are all not long sleeves. The first one is another petite knit pattern, and it is the Maggie cardigan. Oh my god, another cardigan. I don't know who I think I am to knit this many cardigans in 1 year. Realistically, it's not going to happen, but the Maggie cardigan is probably the most classy, chic, timeless piece out of this whole collection of mine. Something about it in like a dark gray. Her sample knit is in a gray, just a gray, but I would like to knit it in a really rich dark gray, preferably maybe cashmere if I can afford it. So my plan is to, every time I go into a knitting store, to buy one ball of Cardiff cashmere, and then at the end of the year I will have enough to maybe knit the Maggie cardigan in cashmere. I don't know. I'm a bit scared because this is knitted on small needles, 3.5 and 3 millimeter needles. So I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. This will probably be a work that I'm going to pick up every now and then, I guess. I don't want to stress myself either, but I would probably make it pretty tight fitting, because that's how I think it would maybe look best on me, the silhouette. And the sleeves a bit shorter, because her petite knit in her sample, it's almost down to her elbows. I'm not sure I'm going to like this. I would probably like to have it end mid biceps. But yeah, my God, gorgeous. Once again, I'm in love, not as much as with the Dagmar jacket. I think out of all of these, the Dagmar jacket is my favorite pattern. Maybe for life, probably not, but for this phase of my life, definitely. If you've made the Maggie cardigan, please tell me how long it took you. And if you're a very fast knitter, because I'm a bit scared of how long this will take me. 3.5 millimeter for a garment seems outrageous, to me, at least. But I'm also just a beginner, I guess. I don't know. The next top, oh my God, everybody's making this right now, and everybody and their mom is talking about this. I saw Caddy's Knits, it's from the YouTube channel Caddy's Knits, talk about this, and her taste in patterns is also formidable. She also made the Dagmar jacket. I think it was her first cabled project as well, and she did amazing. I saw the Dagmar jacket on her first, and it made me fall in love. In her most recent video, she talked about making this Mio top by Una Gill, I don't know. So feminine, so sexy, beautiful, just everything I want in a top. It's very tightly knitted here, and then the top is pretty loose, so one shoulder can drop down a bit, you know. It looks very playful. I do appreciate her making this on a 4 millimeter needle. Thank you, Una, because I really want to have this top, but oh my God, this will probably maybe be my next project, even though I don't have any yarn for this yet. Also really exciting, I'm going to Ireland in a month, and I hope that I will be able to buy some locally made yarn, maybe for this project, because that would be fun to have yarn from a country or from a trip that will remind me once I wear the garment, you know. Anyways, Mio top looks like the perfect spring and summer top as well. This is perfect for when you want to have a little night out in a chic bar or a nice restaurant, or even in a pub or wherever you want to go. Another pattern that I'm absolutely in love with, the Mio top, and the creator, she is modeling it herself in the picture, and it looks unbelievably good on her. It's like slightly draping over her shoulder. I cannot look at this for too long, otherwise I'm gonna cry, because I will still have to wait to make this. And the last pattern I really want to make is another summer top, and it's the Sandok top by Sandok. Everything she makes just looks absolutely incredible and stunning. I have made the Sandok t-shirt from her, which I think was a collaboration with Garnius, which is like a German, Swedish, Danish, Norwegian yarn supplier, I think. I'm not really sure. The pattern is no longer available, sadly, and it was never available in English. I'm just lucky that I'm German and it was available in German, because the t-shirt is such a gorgeous silhouette. It's, I think, my most worn knit now, until now, because it will definitely be replaced by the Olga sweater. Olga sweater. The Sandok top is a little turtleneck, sleeveless top, which again, oh my God, so classy, so chic, so feminine and sexy and gorgeous. With jeans, looks so perfect and casual, but in a casual chic way. I don't know. I would love to have this in my wardrobe. And also I can imagine myself knitting this in multiple colors. I'm just the type of person, if I find a pattern, I am going to want to make it in multiple colors. This and the Mio top are two perfect spring and summer projects, I think. I will probably focus on those because they will also be easier to finish because there's less knitting to do. So I'm hoping I will be able to do those next. But yeah, those were my make 9 for the year. As I said, I'm not really sure how realistic this is, but that's also not the point of the video. I just wanted to talk about all the patterns I would love to make this year. I hope you could find some nice inspiration. I know they are not the most niche or the most special not the most niche or special patterns, but I think they are really gorgeous and timeless and chic, which is what I'm trying to go for this year, like I said. If you have any other recommendations based off of this that you would think that I would maybe like, or just you want to drop your make 9 in the comments, please don't hold back, because I love looking at what other people are planning to knit and get some inspiration, especially if you've maybe made the Mew top already. If you want to let me know what wool or what yarn choice you had, I would be so excited. And yeah, I will try to be a bit more consistent on YouTube now that I'm slowly back in the knitting game. It's just, social media sometimes makes me feel really pressured, even though I've tried my best to not let it get to me. Of course, you start asking yourself questions whether or not it would even be, or at least I ask myself questions whether or not it would even be worth making a knitting podcast every month, when I know I will probably not even be able to finish one project in the month because of my hands. But in the last months I realized that I do miss making content, and at the end of the day, I think I will maybe just transform this channel into somewhat like a knitting and also lifestyle channel, like just do some vlogs or I love reading, so maybe I'm gonna make some reading related videos as well. I don't know, but I would love to make a little knitting podcast once a month, and maybe hopefully I will be able to knit more and talk about more projects. But I did finish 3 or 4 projects I think since my last knitting video, so I have a few things to talk about in the next knitting podcast. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for sticking around if you've made it until the end, and I love to chat with people in the comments, so I would love to hear from you, and I hope to see you again soon.